This is an explanation of the significance of what Singer has done for the classic Porsche 911 for people who aren't familiar with Porsche. Kurt. What Singer has done is attempted to do a restoration process that artistically combines all of the features of the Porsche 911 from 1965 to 1994. So we're just going to take one part of this process they've done and show the artistry that they have demonstrated. The spoiler on the Porsche has gone through many iterations with many different styles even within the same years. Porsche has been a significant contributor to the spoiler in sports cars. The first spoiler ever introduced on a sports car was the ducktail. Porsche introduced this in 1973 on the Porsche 911 RS. And it was out of necessity. They had taken the sports cars to such an extent that aerodynamics now had to be considered. And that was the first time that a sports car needed that, as opposed to race cars, which historically were the only types of cars with spoilers. The ducktail is an iconic shape. Every person who loves Porsches know this, and every person who's into sports cars is aware of this because it was the first. The second major contribution Porsche made to the spoiler is the whale tail. The whale tail was the first time that they took the level of interest in using aerodynamics from just a simple wedge to create down pressure to actually using aerodynamics. You can see that the whale tail actually looks like an upside down airplane wing. This is the iconic profile that was on the posters in the bedrooms of every young male from the 1970s up into today. The third major contribution was dealing with the question of spoiler or no spoiler. On a sports car every day, you don't need a spoiler. You aren't doing those kinds of speeds. But of course, it's great to have when you are. And so you are ruining the classic 911 profile by having a spoiler on there. Not ruining, but taking away from it. So the ability to have both was the holy grail. And Porsche did this. They incorporated a spoiler that actually moved. When you were at lower speeds, it was flush with the profile of the car. And at higher speeds, it would raise up. So this is what Singer did to pay homage to all those spoilers. They created one that quite clearly shows the characteristics of the original ducktail. But then what they did is they incorporated the motion from the later one by building the ducktail on the platform and the mechanism. And then when the ducktail raises, it looks like the whale tail. So this is a demonstration of tremendous artistry within the field of car restoration for non-Porsche enthusiasts.